Hey, so I'm hoping the recording quality uh isn't too shitty. I'm currently staying with some family. My grandfather's kind of been in and out of the hospital. He has congestive heart failure, so they need the help around the house type of thing. But doing a recording on my laptop, so if the quality is a little shitty, I'm sorry, but I'm limited to the laptop at the moment. So it's been since January the 29th. It's the last time I made a progress video. I had made a video during the time that I was suspended on Twitch, but there's no point in talking about yesterday. We got our Twitch account back. That's all happy dandy. Good for you. But now the topic on hand today is fucking gaming, and yeah, I'm here getting some seeds because contracts in Kingdom aren't enough alone. They're just not enough. And gotta do some Master Farmer. I'm really glad I feel like I say too much. It's probably because I haven't talked to people really too much in the past few weeks. But I'm glad I saved some thieving XP because doing a lot more Master Farmer than we ever predicted. Well, I knew we were going to do a lot, but I didn't think it'd be... I've done like over 20 mil at this character here. So since we made the last video, we have gained about 40 million XP. We broke the 1.2 bill mark, and we've just been doing steady shitload weeks, but steady they are, and just staying consistent. I was a little out of order at a couple points in times just because I didn't have my stream, so it kind of changed my schedule a little bit, and kind of got used to being alone. That's why I'm not really jumping chomping at the bit of streaming right away constantly. I've kind of got used to playing off stream. It's like the 29th of January was the night before I got I had gotten a suspension on my Twitch, so things were great, plans were great. All the in-game plans that I wanted to happen have happened, but like some of the IRL things, like you can't predict family getting sick. My best friend is in the hospital right now. My boy Chris, he's in the fucking hospital right now. He's 28 years old with liver failure and shit. And like, it's just life that goes on around you is the thing that hinders your progress the most, if you will. Since we last recorded, I dropped the UIM. I can't do both. I can't stay, like, I have people that are putting in the same weeks that I'm putting in, but I have like a little gap on them and it barely just staying ahead. I'm in a competition right now, man. Like, believe it or not, if you go to Temple OSRS and you look at the virtual skill high scores, you look at the EHP page, there actually is competition amongst the top 25, and that's really what's been there for me when my stream wasn't, when I'm stuck at family's houses on the laptop, when the game is here for me. The hardcore Iron Man is my horse in the race right now, and that's one thing that, excuse me, I'm smoking a cigarette and ashing on the floor, but that's been the only thing that got me through. When you don't have something you love, like I love my stream, it's nothing to do with the money or anything like that, but like when something you really love gets taken away and you don't know if you're gonna get it back or not, and then, you know, to add fuel to fire, you always have your people that, like, when I made my last video on the 29th, which was before the account got suspended on Twitch, I had a bunch of people spamming in the comments, you know, banned, you're banned. Like, it's just that petty shit. They don't even know. And I'm not banned. It was a suspension that got reversed. They accepted my apology. They looked into the situation. They realized I wasn't attacking anybody. It was nothing that was said was meant to attack anybody, and it was thoroughly looked through. And I received you know, information that if I wouldn't have put in a sincere apology and been on it, you know, been really articulate, you know, I really fucking articulated my apology and, like, you know, what was going on in the situation. It's people will go in my stream and they'll, you know, spam report something that gets said or something that. So from moving forward, like, when I'm live, like, I have that auto mod shit turned up all the way. Like, if it gets flagged, like, if it doesn't let somebody say it, I'm not gonna click on it. Like, and none of my mods are going to either. And, you know, that's that. Kind of would be cool to do a laptop stream tonight. I might end up doing that. But I wanted to talk about, you know, top page mentality, as well as balancing work and jobs. I'm literally in the same, like, scenario that I was 5 years ago, which I was top page main. I was working full time, but I want to talk about, you know, covering your bases, saving some money, you know, thinking about your future, not just about the game. You have to find the balance between both, between having some money. You know, it's like, I have money in the bank now. I got a car that I own. I got, you know, and I'm only going to get better. I'm only going to do better. And that same mentality drives the progress. You know, the more motivated you are in life, I feel like, when you play this game, especially if you're an Iron Man, or a hardcore Iron Man, or an ultimate Iron Man, then you'll all have the chance to experience what it's like to be top page. If you're a main, you lost your chance if you were never there. But the top page mentality, like, being it doesn't even it's not even a game anymore once you're at the top. It's a number. It's a number that you need to keep up, and it's a pain in the fucking ass, and I hate this game. No, I'm kidding. I think I'm gonna go do I have a Kerr Asks task. I'm gonna go get sparked in for that. Oh, that's another thing too, man. Skill hopping, if you want to go do something different, fucking go do something different, man. Like, nobody cares anymore. That was another thing as a top pager, because we're kind of just discussing. I'm kind of gonna discuss, like, yeah, let's bring a whip with us. I'm kind of gonna discuss, like, past top pager mentality, and then now today. Now, in the past, your top players like Vestfold and Sick Nerd and others of that time, Finbar, I could go on and on. Alts, you know, playing them, anything to do with alts, anything to do with, was frowned upon, like immediately frowned upon, and you were seen as not a good player if you played alts, even though that literally gave you the fucking edge over, you know, any of the people that you're competing against. If you weren't a moral player, it was considered morals. There was like written morals back then, and people actually abided by them, myself included. Like, at one point I didn't play alts, but the moment I maxed, it was like a light switched. Sorry, my hand is shaking. I'm cold. It's fucking cold up here, dude. Like, I'm legit. Let me see if there's a fucking video. Bald motherfucker. I'm up in the attic, man. My friend. My man. Smoke a cigarette. Trying to burn their house down. Poor guy, man. He's not feeling good, you know? It's like, I lost my grandmother 2 years ago, so now him being sick, it's like, just gotta spend time with family, man. Even if it means smoking weed and cigarettes in their attic for a while. Oh shit, my mouse is failing out. I need a new wireless mouse. It's starting to, get this camera. We don't have to, I don't want to scare people away. Turn that off there. No, when you're, wanted to say this too, like, I don't want to bring it up, but I'm just gonna bring it up again, but like, when you're suspended on Twitch, like, you cope by telling yourself, oh yeah, I can go to YouTube, I could go to Kick, I could go to, that's just a really good coping mechanism for the fact that you may be kicked off the only relevant platform for streaming this game. Like, YouTube is for videos, like, it's not a streaming platform. So like, when I got the account back, which it was supposed to be a 30-day ban, but I was banned for 37 days. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, but something really, really great that came from this most recent social absence, I guess you could call it. No videos, no streaming. It's just the game. Just it felt like the old days for me again. Like, when I played, it felt like it just felt nostalgic again. It felt like it was just for me again, and I'll lose that feeling if I start streaming again and whatever I do. But, you know, right when you get it back, and people that you weren't able to reach out to, and they weren't able to reach out to you, and you get reconnected with them, you know, even in an online setting, it's like, it's kind of, it's really exciting. It's an emotional bond that I have with a lot of these guys, because we play fucking RuneScape together while we, you know, when I'm live. There's some of my boys from my stream. Okay, because you have your high level community streamers, your skilling streamers, this, that, the other thing. They have their clans that come and hang out. I'm not in a clan. I have actual people that enjoy my videos, they enjoy my streams, and then I have people that are just plain out to get me, like ready to spam report anything, ready for the next bad thing to happen. And, you know, all that stuff, though, all these things that I'm saying are all leading to the ending of the sentences of me saying that all of that stuff, that social stuff, the noise, the people, that it doesn't matter. It's, you know, what rank are you? I'm 34 mil away from rank 17. It's like, I that's the goal. Like, that's what you should. You can play the game for whatever reason you want, but when you're like a grinder, if you're like a, you know, a skiller, a grinder, if you're watching this video, then this you know, this relates to you. But if you don't grind and skill and like balance working and playing, and if you don't understand, then you don't understand. And if you're not top page, then you'll never understand. But you can do there's 3 game modes in this game that you can start tomorrow, and you have a chance to get to the top. And it's like, you may not believe it, but there are people that do actually care about being at the top. You know, you see it in their performance, you see it in their progress, you see it in their goals. And, you know, if you're a type of person who enjoys, you know, that type of competitive atmosphere, if you want to call it that, if you want to call it a competitive atmosphere, then, you know, going for the ranks in the iron game modes is, you know, that's all I can recommend to you, because you can't do it as a main anymore. It's filled up. But there's that word again. I'm really being truthful when I say that the hardest part about me trying to stream right now is I'm having a hard time talking, because I haven't really talked much to anyone since I was suspended for 37 days, and 37 days is a long time in gamer days when you're just alone, and you know. But I'm learning slowly how to use my English vocabulary. So for Slayer, we're ranked 14 now in Slayer, which I'm proud of that. I'm gonna continue slaying and just keep alive. Herblore is another thing that's gotten a lot of progress since we last made a video. Ranged has went up a lot since our last video. Woodcutting, we're actually top page woodcutting now from Zero Time Redwoods. I don't think we were I don't know if we were the last time I made a video, but we're nearing top page range now too, which it's cool having you have your tiers of AFK. You have like you're at the laptop or the desktop, that's the least AFK. You're at Redwoods, that's a little more AFK. Or okay, maybe you're at Barb or something, that's a little more AFK. Then you have Redwoods, which is like fucking turbo AFK. Then you have like autopilot, you're in zone. That's like you have your different tiers of AFK. But that's the thing, you have to be like the moment I open my eyes, I go right into zone. Like I do 2 mil ranged XP a week with work and everything and life and balancing, but you have to make the conscious dedication to take it to that point. And if you do take it to that point, you'll see the results, and the results are pretty cool. But the main thing I want to say, because the next time I see you, I'm going to be another rank higher. I wanted to say that this past few weeks, I've just really come back to my roots of why I play, and keeping ahead of my competition and trying to do more than the people ahead of me. It's a battle, it's a war. An old friend once said, I won't mention his name because I don't want to give him any shout outs. No, I'm kidding. My old friend Omar once told me, he said, you treat this game like it's a fight. Well, in my eyes, it is a fight. There's only 16 people that are alive ahead of me, and I'm gonna pass a lot of them. So, for me, it's, if you're looking for a rush in your life, like if you're new to the channel, or you're listening to this point in the video, if you really want to like give yourself a rush and like have that competitive feeling and have that top atmosphere in your life, you may have been a top main long ago and you may be coming back to the game slowly, but just know that if you put in the time, you will see the results. And there's that word again. Results are only... My cigarette went out. Just a moment. Just a second. Results are derivative of consistency, and consistency is the only thing that matters. Consistency is all that matters. Okay? Playing each day. Even if that day all you can do is Redwoods, you're still winning. Like, if that's all you could do, as long as you're doing is you have to do Redwoods tomorrow too, if that's all you can do. You got to do all you can do and adapt to whatever. I may only be doing 20-30 hour weeks, but it's hours and time on Iron Man are a lot different than things the way they were in main game, and that's all I'll say about that. So the thing is, though, I stay in the top yearly. I'm in the top 30 yearly. I may not be in the daily every day. I may not be in the weekly every week. I may not be in the monthly every month, but I'm in the yearly. I stay in the top for what matters, and that's being consistent. And that time that I spent playing my UIM and not playing my hardcore, I needed that. I needed that. Like, okay, so put it this way: I made this account, and I put a religious amount of over 400 hours a month logged in every month, consistently, no stops, no breaks. And I started playing a UIM, and it kind of got me. It was like, oh, this is cool, But then that competitive side of me, when I watched 2 people ahead of me die, and then a couple people that would have passed me died, it was like, well, nothing ventured, nothing. This one guy said sunk cost fallacy was the word he used, the phrase he used. So I didn't go up, I didn't go down. I when I quit and came back, I stayed right where I was. But what I did do is I allowed people 4 months to catch up on me, and I also allowed the people ahead of me 4 months to get hours on me, and that will always stand. That will always, even though it was only a 4-month period. That's why consistency is such a big thing. Even if you can't play much, consistently putting in maybe 10, 20 hours a week versus not playing for 4 months it's 1,000% better. But I'm lagging a little bit. It's probably because I'm in the attic. Another thing, if you're gonna approach trying to take on a top page or trying to be that guy, is, if you're really good at it, like I've known a lot of people that can do it, they balance relationships and everything well with playing. But what I've kind of found is, like, besides getting laid every once in a while, everything else would just be counterproductive if you're trying to be, like, in my case, work is my only exception, and like exercising, spending time with family, normal shit that I go and do, that I won't not do, because I can always be on my phone while I'm doing these things. I can always, like, I refuse to, if my brother calls me or something, in the past I used to just sometimes not bother, and didn't want to do this, didn't care because I had to play. And there was my God, I used to put in so much more time I used to put in, but at the sacrifice of relationships with family and friends, and that's the thing you can't say. You don't want to sacrifice that shit for this game. Now, if you have a shitty family and there's no one you really want to see, then do your thing, man. No harm, no foul. But if you have a good family and you just neglect that for this game, then I don't know, man. You might regret it. You may regret it one day, or maybe you don't have any empathy, or maybe you don't have any consciousness. So maybe you won't care. Maybe you don't care about what happens to anybody. But that's another thing I wanted to say, though. Like, if you want to be at the top and still live like a normal life, you have to find that balance. Like, if you have bills to pay and a job and this and that, you have to find a way to work that job and pay those bills, and just maintain. You got to just maintain. Can't really say much else for this video. I'll be live on Twitch sporadically, and just wanted to rant out some top page testosterone, just out here doing it. So I'm glad to be back and able to put some content out, if you can call it content. I'm glad to be able to start doing that again. It's kind of, like I said, when you're on a suspension and you don't know what's going to happen, you don't really have much to say publicly. But we're back in action, so we'll be seeing you either on video or on streams. But take it easy. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day.